They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord, where they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall there be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire.
Hey, you got to get tested, man. Are you with the Lord or not? And if you can't take the heat, you won't get rolled on, man. The Lord is going to spew you out. That's why I said He's going to plead, He's going to judge all flesh with fire. The difference is we're going through the fire now. You know, we still got more to go through. I'm not trying to say it's easy breezy, but we have a belief that and a hope and an expectation to look forward to focus on.
Okay.
The Lord gonna put the spirit on his elect.
As a spirit you said that, I was thinking of Stephen.
Yep.
Stephen, he took the persecution head on, and it wasn't a big deal, as it was written like it wasn't a big deal.
But before that, the Lord was speaking through him.
Yep.
And he cut all those jakes.
And I know they hurt worse.
Oh, they hurt worse, man.
You know, than he felt. You know, because he was in the spirit. Speaking, you know, then he began to look up and saw the heavens open up to receive him up, man.
Saw the Most High and Yahweh Shai.
We go back to
real quick.
Okay, you got something?
Yeah, this is for the word comforter. The Greek word is parakletos, and it says down here, in the widest sense, a helper, succorer, aider, assistant of the Holy Spirit, destined to take the place of Hamashiach with the apostles after his ascension to the Father, to lead them to a deeper knowledge of the gospel truth and give them divine strength needed to enable them to undergo trials and persecutions on behalf of the divine kingdom.
Beautiful. Hey, that's Stephen in a nutshell. That Acts chapter 7.
That's the comfort.
Yeah, he was comforted when he was in physical distress, so to speak. And that's why I said the elect will scarcely be saved. Okay. So
if we don't have it, if we don't have the comforter in that moment, you won't make it. You gonna give in.
Yep.
You know. That's why when the Lord told his disciples, you know, basically don't worry about what is what thou shalt speak in that moment, in that hour.
Shall be given to you.
Basically, the Lord's gonna give you the comforter to deal with that situation.
Right.
So brothers are gonna get through it, man. If you have the elect, you're gonna get through it. The Lord said, I will bring you through the fire.
Yep. Hey, we know there was a fourth person, so to speak, in that fiery furnace.
Okay.
So he gonna lead us literally through that fire, through that Holy Spirit and comfort.
That's it, man. We're gonna need it, man.
Yeah.
Or else you're gonna melt. If you don't have it, you're gonna melt.
What I love about that, was it in Daniel or was it in the Song of the Three Holy Children? But it said, and not a hair was singed, and not even the smell of smoke in their garment. It was Daniel, right?
Yeah, but it said the fire, it overcame the men that was feeding it.
Yeah, it killed them that was feeding the fire.
Okay.
Yep, you got it.
Daniel 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people.
If you don't believe that an angel is going to come and protect you, you don't have the Holy Spirit, man. You don't have that comforter, which we have to. Look, how are we supposed to get through some of this shit if something divine doesn't come down and intercept? What's the other word I'm looking for?
Intervene.
Intervene to what? Intervene on our behalf.
You have to really believe on these scriptures. When you read them, you have to believe that standard is going to be lifted for you.
It was lifted for certain men.
Yeah.
Throughout the history, throughout the history told in this book, you have to believe it's going to be there again.
What is that Sirach 2, where it says, look at the generations of old. You know, if any ever called on the name of the Lord was confounded, you know, you have to believe that. Like, you know, let me look at my forefathers. You know, what they went through. Shit, they made it through, so, you know, let me build my faith and, you know, Lord, will I make it too? You just ain't, and these things you have to obtain through trials and tribulations and to build your faith. it ain't, you know, it ain't just not gonna come overnight. Like, oh, I got faith, I'm not gonna take the MOTV. You know, it don't work like that. You have, the Lord has to build you up to build your faith. And when that time comes, that hour of temptation, hey, the Holy, like the brother said, the Holy Spirit got to be on you for you to make it through.
I'm gonna say something now. Please hear me out, okay? I like to say weirdo shit a little bit. Hear this out. So, the more time you spend in this, the more the Lord will allow the spirit of Satan to give you the spirit of doubt upon you. But that's when you go back and reestablish your belief and your trust.
Hey, Satan is a believe it or not, Satan is really him doing his job is actually helping to purify you.
It's necessary. It's a necessary.
It's a necessary.
Yes.
He's a tester.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's basically your tester. Man.
It's like
tempter, as they say.
It's like a checks and balance system. You know, in a sense.
He makes sure as you go through the experiences that you need. The difference is your faith is built up because you've made it through these trials and tribulations.
Yep.
While people in the world, they make bad decisions because they don't have the spirit on them, and then they go down the road and they're tempted and taken away by their own lust. Versus us, the spirit keeps having us have that fear on us that we move through, and we're able to see that you know what, this ain't right. Let me make sure I don't do that. I'm scared. I want the Heavenly Father to cast me out. Right? You know, we're thinking like that. Well, the rest of the world is living in the moment. We're thinking like, oh, let me make sure I do this, so you know, so I can make it through. Before you know it, you done made it through a bunch of shit. But he keeps throwing out harder and harder tests. Like he'll make you think like, man, I'll kill your kids. Your kids is gonna look. Your kids gonna starve. Then what you gonna do? You know, would you gonna go and try to get, you know, the mark, or you know?
Those thoughts should make you fear the Lord and make you be even more on fire. Like, you know, shit, that could happen. What you said, they can kill my kids. So let me get deeper into this.
Yep.
You know, hey, you have to combat Satan. This is what you got to do. Combat Satan when a wicked thought comes in your mind, or you know, hey, that should be something to trigger you to think of a righteous thought and start with the scriptures. You got it.
Daniel 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time.
We ain't never seen an event that's coming like this in all the history, even in this book, with all the crazy events that went down in this, destructive events. We ain't seen nothing compared to what's about to come. Okay? And we're talking Noah, we're talking Solomon and Gomorrah, talking the plagues of Egypt.
World War I.
All other nations, the nations coming up, you know, against us.
You know, all the worst situations ever in the history of the world. The worst is coming. We're gonna need we're gonna need a divine intervention to happen. But this book is about divine intervention happening for those that are chosen, the elect.
And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. The book of life, man. You know? You're not a part of that, you know. If you're not found in the book of life, you know, you're gonna be put to death, man. You're gonna be destroyed.
I got something. James 4:7. Submit yourselves, therefore, to the Most High.
How do you do that? His word. What did it say? Is it James 1? Where it says, faith come by hearing, and hearing by the word of
That's
the Most.
Romans 14.
That's Romans.
Yeah, Romans 14. No, Romans 10 and 14.
10 and 14. Yeah, that's right. What's the one that's in faith? Faith is a gift. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
Go ahead with that. Yep.
Submit yourselves, therefore, to the Most High. Resist the devil.
When you have these tempting thoughts, go back and see what the word of the Most High, the Spirit of the Most High is talking about. You go back and look into this, and then you can be comforted by what the Most High says in this. And you got to remind him. And it's not a reminder of him, it's a reminder of yourself. Okay, hey, you said that if we did all of this, you was going to protect us and do this and that. So you said I just have to call on you, you know, in the name of your only begotten Son, and you will protect me. That's for you to remember, for that to be written in you, to call on the name of the Lord. That's why, see, that's something deeper that these other so-called camps or whatever don't understand. We going to the Hebrew, it's to help us, man. You think in the moment, God, please,
Right.
you think he don't want to hear that? Babu Kusha. You think he'll hear the Yahweh? You think he'll hear that, Bashim Yahshua, right? He'll hear that before he hear, please.
Jesus save me.
Yeah, that type of thing. Nobody hearing
Ain't
that.
hearing that shit.
Okay? Go ahead.
Resist the devil and he will flee from you.
Yeah, and you resist, and then those thoughts go away, and the spirit of comfort will come upon you out of this book. We're supposed to remember, and like, I'll never forget the brother Nathaniel's dream he had. He said, I was faith. I had so much faith in that moment. No one else had it. I was faith. My faith was shared with everybody in the room.
People are gonna, like, if this brother believes, people see his faith and see his belief and see him, you can say, stable.
Yep.
That's gonna stabilize them to a degree that'll give them faith. Versus if he's the head of his house and he's bugging out and scared and
what we gonna do?
What do you think his family's gonna do? Take on that same spirit of fear.
Yeah, Apostle Paul, he was always checking the brothers that was in his church. He was always checking on their faith to see where they were at.
Yahweh Shai said,
He was always checking on their faith. But he was always telling them, giving them the forewarning that, hey, you're going to suffer trouble. You're going to go through afflictions.
Trouble in the flesh.
He told him. Yeah.
If I can get this, 1 Thessalonians 3 and 1, it says, wherefore, when we could no longer forbear, we thought it good to be left at Athens alone, and sent Timothy, our brother and minister of the Most High and our fellow laborer in the gospel of Yahushua, to establish you and to comfort you concerning your faith.
Yes.
That no man should be moved by these afflictions.
Yes.
For yourselves know that we are appointed thereunto.
Where is this at?
1 Thessalonians 3.
1 Thessalonians. Come.
For verily, when we were with you, we told you before that we should suffer tribulation, even as it came to pass, and you know. For this cause we can no longer forbear. I sent to know your faith, lest by some means the tempter have tempted you, and our labor be in vain.
Yep, unless y'all wasn't meant to be established as a major church.
That's what it says in the other translation. He said, NLT, it says, that is why when I could bear it no longer, I sent Timothy to find out whether your faith was still strong. I was afraid that the tempter had gotten the best of you, and that our work had been useless.
Yeah, it is. That's beautiful.
So all this, we basically spent this time trying to establish you and comfort you and build you up. But you suffering affliction, we had to come and check on you to see if our labors that we put into building you up was
Was it in vain, or was it?
Was it useless, or what? Or did it?
Is your foundation good or not?
Yeah, man.
Right. Because
that's why we exhort one another every day.
Yeah.
Exhortation is basically motivation,
Yep.
admonition,
Yep.
encouragement. And that's what we're spending these days doing, man. Encouraging each other to pray more, pray for each other, pray for mercy, pray for the strength to endure these troublous times. The Lord to give you that extra strength, the extra faith. Because we're going to definitely need that in that time, man.
Yeah.
See? So that was what I had.
Go back to did you read?
I was
I don't remember what was reading. That brought all that upon.
Waters. Y'all continue in Psalms 124, and I'll continue in verse 3, all right? It says, then they had swallowed us up quick when the wrath was kindled against us. Then the waters had overwhelmed us, the stream had gone over our soul.
Flooded with that wine, man. Okay, this man, that's what's about to happen now. He about to bombard our people just all this other shit just coming like, damn.